The UPS man stopped by and brought a new gun for the channel. And as always, I'll bring you along as I take my first look at it. I'm Dustin, and you're watching Guns of the West. Now, a lot of you are very familiar with this particular handgun, the Remington New Model Army, patented in 1858, sometimes referred to as the 1858 Remington, and it is available in 44 caliber or the Navy version in 36 caliber. And what some people are actually not aware of is that there's also a carbine version, currently only made by Uberti, and that's what we have here today. So let's go ahead, grab a blade here and cut into the tape. And let's have our first look at this one. So typical unboxing video, I'll let you know everything you get if you order one of these. It's like typical paperwork, instruction manual, safety warnings, of course. And by the way, I have to give a shout out to my friend Richard over at the Small Caliber Arms Review channel. He and I have been texting back and forth lately. We've both been wanting one of these guns. And what I had completely forgotten about is that MidwayUSA.com has birthday discounts. And he and I both had birthdays last week before the recording of this video. And we each ordered one. So make sure if you're not already subscribed to Small Caliber Arms Review that you do check that out. I'll put a link in the description. You'll be able to see videos of this gun on both channels as we both just got one. Well, let's go ahead and get the plastic off of this. This is one that I've had so many requests for to do videos on. A lot of people aren't even aware of its existence, but to those who are, it's pretty popular to look up on YouTube. And I'm happy to do it. I've thought about purchasing one for a long time, and when Richard told me about that birthday discount, it was just time to do it. It was a substantial discount. So that's another thing. Get an account with Midway USA. I immediately noticed one little blemish on it. Uberti is usually pretty great about having good finish. That is not big enough that I'm going to worry about it. I might even just touch it up with some bluing myself. I've done that on other guns. So this is the carbine. Let's start at the back, take a look at it. Oh, brass shoulder plate there. Pretty beautiful wood, actually. I think that's walnut. That's what typically is on the handguns. Trigger guard down here in brass, and that's in pretty good shape, but I probably will polish it. The exact same action here as the Remington New Model Army handgun. Same loading lever, though possibly, is it the same length? I believe it is. Looks like it's the exact same length as the loading lever on the handgun version. The action is all exactly the same size. Much of the mechanical parts are exactly the same. It comes down, the cylinder release, everything takes down exactly the same way. I pull the hammer to half cock and just pull that pin and show you that. A lot of people love the Remingtons because they say the cylinders swap out so quickly, and that is largely true. Although one little tip I'll give you, if you get the Remington, they do get fouled up a little faster than the Colts. Let's see if I can do this on camera here. Okay, I actually struggled a little bit to get that pin lined up. It's a little bit tricky sometimes, but well built. I'm happy with the quality of it. And one thing different from the handgun, on the handgun, the rear sight is just in the frame, but on this gun, it has an added buckhorn style rear sight, adjustable at least for elevation. Barrel is 18 inches long. It's got a nice tall front sight on there. And a single screw, if I can get that into focus, that little flathead screw, a tiny one there. And what that's for is so you can loosen that up and slide this sight in the dovetail for your windage elevation, which is a little backwards. Usually that's done on a rear sight, but elevation is here and then windage up there on the front sight. Beautiful gun. If you're interested in the history of these, they were not very popular, largely because the competing rifles of the time were just, well, to put it mildly, they were just much better, hold more ammunition and things. This is just a 6-shot, 5 if you load it with the cowboy load, although it does have the safety notches to load it with 6, as most people like to do. This one, well, the handgun was patented in 1858, came out early 1860s. This one came out in 1865. and later on was available as cartridge conversion options. And speaking of the cartridge conversion options, this 18-inch barrel, I believe, was only available in cartridge conversions. And I personally haven't even seen a photo example of that, but I have heard it was available this short that way. But in this percussion cap and ball version, they were typically 24 inches. I believe there was also a 26 and maybe even a 28-inch version. So this one is not exactly correct, but a beautiful gun. I'm perfectly happy with the 18-inch version. And just to tell you something a little fun, when I ordered this, it immediately inspired me to go back on Netflix and rewatch The Hateful Eight, directed by Quentin Tarantino. And some of you immediately know why, but this is the gun that was almost always in that movie in the hands of Kurt Russell, who played John Ruth, the hangman. This is the same carbine. And I never did get a good enough look to tell if it was percussion like this or if he had the cartridge conversion. And for the movie, he probably was just carrying this exact same one. One of the things I'm excited about this being cap and ball is I will also be able to shoot my Guns of the West paper cartridges. And if I may give a little plug, of course, this paper cartridge kit for making those is available at the Guns of the West store. And of course, there's a link down in the description below. Let's just take a look at the other side of it just for quality. The finish looks fantastic, except for, like I said, just that one little spot right there that I'll just have to touch up. But otherwise, very good. It has a nice balance to it in the hand. Let me see if I can just get the whole gun in the frame for you. Kind of a reach there, but there it is. Without pointing it at myself, let me just slide my head over, and there is a front view of it. Got to say, a different, unusual looking firearm, being a carbine revolver, but beautiful, I have to say. I do love how the brass complements this one, and I really hope you've enjoyed this close-up look at it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we'll definitely be having a lot of fun with this, with paper cartridges and also with loose powder and ball. Well, like I said, I do hope you enjoyed this look today at what Uberti calls their 1858 Remington New Army carbine. Don't forget to click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos. And when you look in the description, you'll see where to find me on social media, as well as where to find great Guns of the West products. Thank you so much for watching.